Hi, boys and girls. Today we're going to practice using our words to write sentences. And so you're going to hear me say a sentence, and you're going to write the sentence that you hear me say. And I'm going to be working with you. I'm going to be helping you and giving you some hints and some reminders about what you need to do to help you be successful with writing your sentence. So the first word we're going to use is the word take. T-A-K-E. And we're going to be writing a sentence. And so you're going to need your journal and your pencil. So go ahead and stop the video, pause the video while you grab your journal and your pencil and get to your next clean page. And then when you're ready, click play. Okay, and so the first sentence we're going to write, we're using the word take, and we're going to write, we take a trip. We take a trip. And when I count out, every time I say a word, I count 4 words. We take a trip. So I'm going to draw 4 lines. You do not need to draw these 4 lines. These 4 lines are just to remind you that we have 4 words. So we take a trip. Okay, so that's going to help me remember. So you just can look at those lines. Don't try and draw those on your paper. Okay, and so now we need to think about our first word. What is our first word that we hear? W-E. W-E. So think about what you hear at the beginning of we. W-E. And go ahead and write your word, the word we, on your paper. And I also am going to remind you it's the beginning of our sentence. So we need to make sure we have a capital W. W-E. We. And then we need to make sure we put our space. We need to have our space there. And our next word is take. Now remember, the word take is one of the words that we've been practicing. It's right there at the top of your page. Take. T-A-K-E. We take. Make sure you put a space. And then think about what our next word is. We take a. Go ahead and put your word a. And our last word, we take a trip. Now listen carefully as I sound out the word trip for you. The beginning part can be a little tricky, so listen carefully as you hear me say it slowly. T-r. There's a blend there at the beginning. T-r. I-p. T-r. I-p. We take a trip. And then I need to remember at the end of my sentence, I have to put a period, question mark, or exclamation mark. And I'm just saying it normal. We take a trip. So I'm going to end it with a period. So check your sentence and see if you have it like I do. We take a trip. Okay. The next word we're going to do is the word such. And we're going to write the sentence. And it's going to say, we had such a fun time. We had such a fun time. Let's think about how many words we need. We had such a. We had such a. Oops. Hold on. A. We had such a fun time. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start writing our sentence. We're going to think about our first word, which was the word we, and we are starting a new sentence. And so we've learned that we start our sentence with a capital letter, we, W, we. And then our next word is the word had. So we need to think about had. Think about the sounds you hear in had. 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 We had. Now the next word is such, so that's our word that we have been practicing. So look up at the top. You see the word such. So we're going to copy the word such. We had such. Think about what our next word should be. We had such a. And make sure that you've got your spaces between your words. It's really important that we have our spaces. We had such a fun. Okay, so that's got 3 sounds. F, n, n. So see if you can figure out how to write fun. F, n. F, n. So you should have put F-U-N. We had such a fun time. Now think about the word time. Think about the sounds that you hear in the word time. Stretch it out. You should notice that you hear the I sound. T, I, And since you hear the I sound, think about what we need to do here at the end of our word so that it says time and not Tim. We had such a fun time. And then I need to put something to end my sentence. And so I'm going to think, I'm not asking a question. Let's see if I say it this way. What if I say it? We had such a fun time. I'm going to end it with an exclamation mark because I'm saying it like it was a good time. Okay. If you want to pause for a minute and check to see that you have all those words, you can. And when you're ready, click play and we're going to do a couple more words. Okay, for our next sentence, we're going to come over and we're going to use the word for. F-O-R, the word for. So the sentence is going to say, is that for me? Okay, see if you can figure out how many words you hear. Is that for me? And so you should have counted 1. Is that for me? So you should have counted 1, 2, 3, 4 words. So let's go ahead and give it a try and let's try and write it. Is, and think that's the beginning of your sentence. So think about what letter do you need and what you need to do with that first letter. Is, so I should have a capital letter, is. Now make sure you have your space. That's really important. Lots of times kids forget their spaces and it makes their sentences hard to read. So make sure you have your space. Is that. Now at the beginning of that, we have a digraph. It's 2 letters, but 1 sound. And I'm making my tongue go between my teeth. So you should be thinking TH, the at. Is that? And then we're using the word for. Is that for? So look up at the top. See if you can remember which one is the word for. Which one looks right? For. So we should pick this right here. Is that for? And then our last word is the word me. Is that for me? And so think about the sounds that you hear in the word me. E. E. I hear 2 sounds. I hear and E. E. Is that for me? And I think, how should we end that? We've got 3 choices: period, exclamation mark, question mark. Is that for me? You should have picked a question mark because it's a question. Okay. If you need to pause for a minute to check your sentence, you can, and then hit play when you're ready. All right, we're going to do one more sentence. I know we skipped the word just. We're going to skip the word of right now, and we're just going to do one more sentence with the word get. And so the sentence that we're going to make is going to say, we get ham at H-E-B. We get ham at H-E-B. We get ham. Oops, hold on. We get ham at, and now HEB is one word. HEB. Oops, hold on 1 second. We get ham at HEB, okay? We get ham at HEB. Remember, HEB is going to be one word. So our sentence has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words. So let's go ahead and see if we can figure out how to write it. We, to think about how you start your sentence, think about the sounds you hear in the word we. We get. Get has 3 sounds. G, et. To think about what letters you need to use to write g, et, g, et. We get. Ham is also going to have 3 sounds. A, m, a, m. Think about what our next word is. We get ham at. At. 2 sounds. And then our last word is going to be the name of our store, which is HEB. And so you probably have been to HEB many times, and so you might remember that HEB is some initials that we use, and so it's going to be a capital H dot E dot B. We get ham at HEB. And then I need to end my sentence. I'm just telling that. I'm not saying it like I'm all excited. I'm not asking a question. I'm just saying we get ham at HEB. So I end it with a period. We get ham at HEB. So we practiced making sentences with 4 of our words. We focused on making sure we had capital letters. We really focused on the spaces and ending our sentence with a period, a question mark, or an exclamation mark. And we practiced stretching out our words.